Call or text us 800-400-3697. And if you got a bad advice, maybe you're going to listen to this and go, oh, man, I should ask them about my big problem that I've got. badadvice973@gmail.com. And before I even get started here, thank you to everybody. I got a lot of them this week. And there is no bad advice without you guys asking. So thank you for trusting us with your problem. We've got you. Here's your first one. Hello, Sarah, Vin, Maddie, and Bobby. I need some neighbor advice. The people next door have apparently opened an all-you-can-eat buffet for the neighborhood's feral cats. Feral, whatever. The cats have RSVP'd, yes, by the dozens, and now seem to think my yard is the official restroom and playground. I don't want to be the neighborhood Grinch who declares war on cats, but I also didn't agree to live in a feline HOA. How do I handle neighbors who keep feeding feral cats without starting World War Meow? I don't care if you say my name. It's not my name anyways. Aubrey in Los Altos. So thank you, AI, for writing this for not Aubrey.
Huh.
Oh, this is the one you're like, this is so AI?
So AI.
Oh, I don't think so.
Want to hear it again?
I didn't feel that either, but she plays with AI, so she would know.
Okay.
That's fair.
I read it and thought, oh, this is just like an AI thing. Okay, let me read it to you again. Hello, Sarah, Vin, Maddie, and Bobby. I need some neighbor advice. The people next door have apparently opened an all-you-can-eat buffet for the neighborhood's feral cats. Right there.
Some people can write.
Yeah, there's still people who can write.
Not Aubrey. Please tell the truth for once and tell us if this is AI. The cats have RSVP'd yes by the dozens. World War Meow.
Let's just take it for what it is.
Okay, well.
It's good, and it's a good question because I have my stepmom is one of those people, and we're always like, stop feeding the cats. And they won't do it. And they and if I was their neighbor, I'd go nuts because the feral cats get in all the yards and use the bathroom and do all that stuff. So
I also think, forget feral cats, all cats. Cats are wanderers. They go out, they wander. If they keep finding food at your house, now this feral cat that actually lives 2 blocks over is there every night, getting in cat fights. And cats can be loud when they're together. Like they will yowl at each other. There's cat fights.
Especially in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, they're going crazy.
They're satanic.
They are. It's true. So what should she do? You start a neighbor war, world war, meow.
Call the ASPCA.
Maybe.
Call somebody.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty, like, I would bend over backwards not to fight with my neighbors. I believe very strongly that you should do what you can to be friends with neighbors. In an emergency situation, you want to know that all of you will be working towards the same goal, which is staying alive and saving each other, whatever that might be.
I love that zombie apocalypse mindset.
Well, whatever happens, whatever it could be, I would just try to keep things cool. And so when I hear this, I think, well, I can't run over there and take the food every time she puts it out before the cats can get to it. It is a real, so yeah, call them.
That it's actually a great idea and a pretty simple solution.
It takes you out of it entirely.
You can even say anonymously.
Yeah, you just go, hello, this is Frank. I live at, and next door to me is, or down the street from me is,
Right.
You want to stay anonymous. Next door just gave you your cover. But whatever. The point is, I think that works.
408 says call animal control immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then they show up and just at least you're on record as saying you have to stop feeding these cats.
Yeah.
We don't feed these cats. These could be other people's cats. They're feral cats. You're creating a neighborhood nuisance.
The first thing that occurred to me is while you may think you're doing the cats a favor, there probably are neighbor cats that go home completely filled with food. And the parents of those cats are like, the cat never eats here. I put food out, the cat walks right by it. Why? Because the cat was fed down the street by the neighbor.
So now this lady has set up a thing, though, where the cats are going to be at her back door if she does comply and stops feeding them. Now she's got these cats outside her back door meowing, and
they'll wander off eventually.
I think so, too.
They're there for the food.
They are.
510, there are feral cat organizations who will come in and at least trap and neuter these animals. I think it's illegal to feed feral cats. Call Animal Control 2, 310. Be the mean old lady and just throw shoes at the cats.
No, I like what we're doing with the call. Make the call and wash your hands of
Yeah.
it.
You've done what you
And
can.
if they haven't turned out, if you haven't seen any results, call again.
Mm.
That's the way, because you want your neighbor to be cool with you.
Right. So don't let her know that you're not cool with her.
Right.
Let the authorities know.
I like it.
Wow, you guys solved it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
There we go.
I think we're going to get to 3.
Mm.
Here's the next one. Hey, radio family. And I feel this because this happens at everybody's work. I've worked at a company for 5 years. After 2 years, I got married, and my coworkers got me a $500 Target gift card. The card was signed by everyone but 2 ladies in the office, which my friends know as 2 mean names. I don't want to say them, but it's the C word, and I can say bitch. One of them is this person, and the other one's a bitch.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Bitch is getting married now. So now 3 years later, bitch is getting married. And I was asked if I would donate to get her a gift card. My initial response was, I have to think about that as she didn't contribute to mine. I hear my mom saying, kill her with kindness. But my brain is saying, screw that bitch. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Love you all, Angie. I feel like the ask around the office thing can be a problem. It's because I don't know. It just feels wrong to ask people. Like, I think we got one of these before, and it was like a teacher that was having problems with this lady's kid, and she didn't want to contribute to the Christmas gift or something. I don't know. The ask for money or ask for contribution is, you should be able to say, I don't want to, or I can't afford to, or I don't like that person, whatever it is.
Well, I think
but there is pressure.
First of all, if you can't afford it, if that's the issue,
Yeah.
then just say that.
Yeah.
I can't afford that, but thanks for offering.
Right.
The end. And it's not even a thing. Who cares?
Right. Don't
You're at
ask
work,
me
you're-
another question.
It's
Right.
like there have been times in my life, certainly coming up in radio, where I was poor.
Mm.
And if you asked me for $5, I'd go, that's my dinner tonight. I can't give you $5.
Right.
I don't have the $5 to offer you.
Yeah.
20? That's not.
That's my electric bill.
Hey,
Forget
what are
it.
you,
I'm
crazy?
my share of it.
So that's simple. You're off the hook. But I actually would pay the money. I'll tell you, there's nothing. I'll give you an example. This is a story that I told you one time before. Nick Cave is an artist, and he commented, like, the sentence, I won't have it perfectly, but what he said is such a perfect burn. He said, I often find myself near a stereo where I hear something coming out of the speakers and I think to myself, what in the hell is this garbage? And almost every time it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
And that's his statement. And he puts it out there into the world, and it's in a magazine, and it's from an interview.
Oh.
And Flea writes, Nick Cave is one of my favorite artists. I love him with all my heart. I think he's one of the best writers. I think he's one of the best musicians. And this record, and he name checks the record, is one of the records I will never stop listening to. And I'm sad that he doesn't like my music, but it doesn't matter. I love his. And I know, no matter how cold and dead Nick Cave's heart is,
Nick Cave.
he read that and went, I'm such a dick.
Yep.
I'm such a D.
Why did I have to say that?
I had to pull their pants down as a music snob, only to find out that they love me.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's not like Nick Cage and the Bad Seeds is like this. They're not Aerosmith.
No.
Or he should be so psyched that the Red Hot Chili Peppers
at best.
At best. Like you said, Nick Cave, and 1% of our audience went, "Oh yeah, Nick Cave. Yeah,
Right.
I've heard of him."
I think he's Australian, and they're not that widely known.
Right.
I've got an answer for this one.
Oh,
Just contribute an insulting amount. Just give her $1.
$1.
No,
Yeah.
that's worse than not contributing. That's such bad energy.
the fact that these people have these mean nicknames, and now we're asking around for money to contribute to them. Like,
Well, they're not asking. The people who
No,
know them
right.
are.
But I feel like don't be one of them. I'm with you. I'll give $5, $10.
Yeah.
Just
something.
okay.
Yeah, like, here you go.
If you have it, I would pay the ask and get on with your life, and you can know that you were a bigger person. That's what I do.
Do we know if they contributed when the listener got their gift?
Well, we don't, but that was also a question I had. Maybe they were out the day the card got passed around and they did contribute. Like,
oh, wait. So it said like they didn't sign the card.
Their names weren't
Their
on
names
there.
weren't on the card.
Oh, then I wouldn't contribute.
You just say no.
If they didn't contribute for mine, why would I contribute for theirs?
You know what's sort of weird about this whole thing, too, is this is how petty we are as people. She read all the names and then held them up against the roster of people that she works with.
This
like,
person
that
is definitely petty for sure.
Yeah, that's petty.
There's no...
And holding on to it for years.
3 years later.
You don't have to contribute, though.
Right.
Even if you do like the person.
Yeah.
I remember I would get asked to contribute to people's, like, when I used to have a real job, in the, like, their retirement funds. And I was like...
Retirement
Yeah,
funds?
when people would leave, it'd be like, oh, we're going to give them a little retirement gift. I'm like, what? They have all the money. I just started. So I wouldn't. Not to be petty. I just
frankly,
didn't feel the need.
I think that sometimes there's pressure to contribute to these things. And you do need to be able to say, no, I don't want to. And have someone back off. Because, like, I think the one that we got for a teacher one was like there was a thread of all the moms that had kids in that class, and she didn't want to contribute to the teacher's fund, and they were like, okay, this person and this person haven't contributed yet. We need your...
I remember way back, and this is a different type of scenario, but when people would roll through, their kids are Girl Scouts, and they'd roll through and be like, okay, everyone, my daughter's selling Girl Scout cookies. I'm here to take your order. And there, at that time, I was like, I don't have.
I was like, yes, please. I'll take 5 boxes of Thin Mints and 5 boxes of
Caramel
Samoas.
Delights. Oh, sorry. Where I'm from, they're called Caramel Delights.
Oh,
I don't
is it
think
the
you
same
should
thing?
beat
Yes.
yourself up over not being able to afford to contribute. You just can't. It's not in your budget. You don't have the money for that, so you don't get to buy it.
Right.
And that's okay to say to someone, I don't have the money for that.
Or even just to not want to. It is okay.
Right. But when you want, like, you love that person and you're like, that's your kid, I'm happy to buy them, even if I donate them to the cause and throw them in the kitchen.
Right.
That you do what you need to.
Yep.
I got an update for you.
Oh.
Haha. Hey, guys. Thanks for reading my AI question. Yes, Sarah, I used Chatty. I wanted to write something short and sweet easily, but the situation is real. Thanks for the bad advice.
Oh, the
Aubrey.
situation is real.
So
not Aubrey. Right.
Yeah,
Got it. Oh,
so from the first one. So she
she's
did text
listening.
in.
That's
She's
so
listening.
funny.
She used it to make
Spice it up.
Well, and you also want things shorter.
I do
and
want
people
things
use
shorter.
ChatGPT to make it shorter. So,
and it is true. If you give it a long thing and say, can you just summarize this? Can you just shorten this up a lot for me? But keep it punchy. Cat World War Meow. That's funny. Thanks, not Aubrey. We're doing bad advice. Do we finish that one? I feel like.
I think we did.
Feel free to
I
not
think
contribute.
all the options are fine.
They are. There is no wrong answer.
I didn't feel guilty not contributing when I didn't have money. You
Okay.
just don't have it.
This one is a lot. It's a
Oh.
long one, and there's a lot of stuff in it. So I am going to, but I like it. It's a good one. I think this is the one we're going to sink our teeth into. Sarah, Vinny, Maddie, Bob, please don't use my name. And she signs her name and then says again, please don't use my name. Longtime listener, first time emailer. I've been fascinated by the bad advice segment, and I thought I'd give it a go for my current situation. After 30 years of marriage, I've been separated from my husband for a little over 2 years. The reasons for our separation are a whole other bad advice segment, though. When we separated, I moved in with my sister in another city in the Bay Area. We rented a place together. My husband stayed in our house so that our adult daughter would still have a home base during college breaks. In the meantime, my husband was laid off 8 months ago and has run out of money to keep up with the mortgage and the household bills. Also, at the end of the lease with my sister, she decided to get her own place. We get along great, live together well. She just wanted her own place closer to where she works. Because of the Bay Area of it all, I could not afford to live on my own. So he obviously cannot afford to live on his own in our old house. So I made the difficult decision to move back to our house and cohabitate with my husband. He's still out of work, and we cannot afford to keep the house and pay the household bills just on my salary. So we made another difficult decision to sell our house, and we downsized to a mobile home park in the Bay Area. We still cohabitate because, as stated above, neither of us can afford to live on our own. Our daughter goes to college nearby, and we still wanted to have a home base for her during breaks. The mobile home they haven't moved into it yet, it sounds like. The mobile home will be near my work, but further away from where our daughter works and goes to college. Here are the issues that I'm struggling with. Cohabitating with my husband, with whom I am not interested in reconciling. The pros, our separation's been pretty amicable, and I will not boot the father of my child out on his butt while he's out of work. The cons, it's depressing. Due to the economy, we can't afford to live separately. I don't trust him, and I'm worried about my mental health during this situation. The stigma of living in a mobile home. The pros, it's a very nice home and park. It's adults only, it's close to where I work, and the location may open some new job opportunities for my husband. The cons, due to the stigma, I'm not jazzed about telling people where I live. It's also a reminder that we had to sell our home and downsize in order to stay in the Bay Area. The most difficult issue for me is that our daughter is very emotional over this, ranging from sadness to apathy to anger. She's accused me of being selfish by moving us closer to where I work, complains about it being further from college, and anytime I give her an update on the sale and the move, she huffs and goes off to her room. In the house. They're still in the house, sounds like. Mostly, I feel like this is something tough that she will just have to get through, especially since she's still able to live at home as an adult when not at college and is getting her car, audio insurance, phone, and college paid for by us. Also, I feel like, of course, we should be closer to where I work. I'm the one who's working. I feel like she's behaving like a spoiled brat, and I've reminded her of the sacrifices we've made and are continuing to make for her. However, mom guilt is still real, and I sometimes find myself feeling really guilty about the whole situation. Any words of wisdom you can provide about cohabitating, mobile home stigma, and mom guilt would be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
Aww.
Have an awesome day. Again, please don't use my name.
Oh, that's so real.
Mm-hmm.
I did this. I cohabitated for a full year after we separated, and it is tough. But I ripped the Band-Aid off. I was like, okay, because it was the same thing with money. It's like, we're both got to figure out our money situation, and like, we're separated. If you want to be separated, then we're separating. And I made the decision to move up here and everything. So it's a tough one because somebody will feel bad, about leaving somebody else, maybe not in the best circumstances, but it also makes it really hard to move on when you're living with the person. It's like,
well, and I think this situation is complicated by the fact that the daughter is clearly going to college somewhere nearby, and they want her to be able to come home and see them. And now that this guy's lost his job and they can't pay for the house, like, sorry, forget your daughter. Someday she will realize. She's young.
Yeah.
She will realize the sacrifices that you've made and what a little bee she's being.
Yeah, she's grieving her childhood and her childhood home and her parents' marriage.
Are breaking up, right.
And it's coming out bratty, and which is not fair. She's lacking the perspective of all of the things that you've
done all the right things.
Yes, you are making really great decisions, responsible decisions to keep everyone in the best situation. And so it's okay. She will get over it and forget that stigma of where you're going to live. It sounds like a great little park or little community. Anyone who judges you for living there that will show their true colors to you. You do what you got to do to stay where you want to be.
Right. And this is where you need to be. Like, you're doing what it takes to get there. You should be proud of yourself.
Absolutely. You should be so proud of yourself.
There is a stigma. However, I've looked at mobile home parks in California, in the Bay Area. That is what people can afford. Like, they are pretty nice and they are pretty expensive. You're not living in, one in Mobile, Alabama. You're keeping everything in the Bay Area. You should be proud that you can afford anything here. Jesus, it's crazy here. I don't know how anybody buys a house here anymore. It's ridiculous.
I feel like you guys have already said it, which is, I think the biggest problem here is the daughter's reaction to what's happening. And you have to, I think, let me rephrase that. What I would do is, this is a teaching moment for you as a parent to your kid. Decisions have to be made. Real life, hard decisions and sacrifices have to be made. Do you want us to stop paying for your school? Because we would have a better living situation if we did that.
Solid question.
1 million parents out there in the world are experiencing this exact thing. They didn't put money away when the kids were young. And if you didn't have someone who told you to do that, it's not your fault, really. Right. It's who knows about 529s? Not everybody.
No.
It's not, necessarily you don't have to be a money manager, but you don't always just have that info available to you.
Right. So it almost seems like rich people teach their kids how to make and save and put away money. And the rest of the people are just like, well, I'm putting into my retirement account and I'm living hand to mouth the rest of the time.
So I do think that paying for her school at your own loss is you might even have to say to her, we can't afford your school anymore. You're going to have to take out loans. Like you're already eating it on a bunch of different directions, having to live with your ex and having to move and deal with. I feel like you've got to sit your kid down and say real life grown-up decisions have to be made here. And you may even have to say to her, there may be more bigger decisions, like we may have to leave the Bay Area because we can't afford it. And I know a lot of people who would say, this is where I was born and I understand that.
That doesn't give you the right to live there.
Silicon Valley has made housing prices go through the roof because of the wages people can make here doing tech. And that's a reality that you have no part in.
Right.
It's not your fault. But you may have to make a real life decision where you say, I've got to go live in Idaho or Oregon or somewhere else where it's affordable.
Right.
And what's your kid going to do then? Well, she's going to take out loans. She's going to pay for her own school and she's going to figure out how to make it work.
Like a lot of other kids do. There's a lot of people who leave college with their degree in hand and also the bank knocking at their door. Okay, time to pay that loan.
Super hard decisions have to be made, and she needs to just be brought into the real world, not in a jerky way, but in a teaching way, that this is where we find ourselves.
Right.
We probably should have divorced sooner and maybe would have had better time to rebound, but that's not what we did. This is what's in front of us. And here's what we're looking at. We either keep the house and quit paying for your school.
Right.
What? Well,
or we move to this situation that we can afford.
These are real budgeting situations, not, fantasy world.
I know.
Where everything's taken care of and you get to keep coming back to your childhood bedroom.
Right. Welcome to adulthood. It's sad, but it's reality. Reality bites.
And the mom guilt thing, that's tough.
You should really let that roll off of you. I get that you won't be able to, and it's really, really hard. But honestly, you're doing all the right things to keep your family going. You're doing the right things, all of it. Don't be embarrassed about where you live. Everybody has hard times in their lives. And anybody who would judge you for that, F them. I don't know. You don't have to wear a hat that says I live in a trailer park, but don't be embarrassed by it.
I feel like you didn't have a hard come up because most of us who've had a lot of struggle in the early days of our lives, it's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a gray area. I can't afford that.
Right.
We have to do what we have to do to get food and the things that we need in order to survive. And that includes selling your childhood home. Right. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
You think I want to?
Yeah.
You think I want to live with my ex-husband?
In a trailer park? No. Yeah, it sounds like the daughter had a pretty cushy upbringing, and
needs a cold splash of water.
But you shouldn't feel bad about any of this. I actually feel like, go you. Look at you, keeping it all together.
Heck yeah.
And making it work.
My mom told me one time that because my dad was in the airline business, and just like radio, that business is transient. You move around.
Mm-hmm.
And they moved my brother, the youngest brother, because the other two were already on their way, or out, I should say. They moved him to Pittsburgh. And that was hard. He went from San Diego to Pittsburgh.
So he moved with them.
With that. He was a little boy.
Yeah.
He was a little boy. But he holds it over her. Like, my childhood was changed and forever because I had to move. And my thought was, yeah, Dad had to get a job, and that's the job he got.
Right.
Don't fall for that.
Yeah, my mom's has so much guilt when she decided to leave my dad, and because it affected our quality of life economically. He had to get a different job because he used to travel, yada yada. And I'm like, no. She brought it up to me when I was an adult, and I said, no. I'm so proud of you for making the right decision for you,
right?
For our family. It's. I love it. And it's okay that things were not idyllic.
Right.
You know?
And your daughter will hopefully come out the other side of this having learned a few things about how hard life is and how important certain things are to her.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's, oh, yes, Maddie? Oh, you're pointing at the clock. Oh, I hate the clock. God, stop making me look at it.
What? Wake up! Thank you. With Sarah and Vinny.
Ding, 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 ding.